Christmas attire. I need to switch into more festive stuff. Time to do my transformation. Guten Morgen gamers, what's up, and welcome to a brand new video. Listen, you read the title, you know what to expect. This is the year without a Santa Claus. The year without a Santa Claus is another entry into the Bankin' and Rass cinematic universe. Basically like Rudolph. I thought about talking about my least favorite Christmas movie, but why not just talk to you about the most masterpiece Christmas movie? The holidays is time for positivity, and we are bringing that! So, why don't we get into the movie? Talk about why it's a cinematic masterpiece and has one of the greatest character arcs of all time. So the movie begins with Mrs. Claus narrating about how there was a year without a Santa Claus, and we're shown why.
Great North Star, but I'm tired,
he said.
Painting wagons red and bright, sharpening ice skates half the night.
Okay, so basically he's just lazy, okay? He's tired, he needs a holiday. With Santa Claus quitting, elf unemployment skyrockets. Hey, that's kind of like real life.
It fits.
So Mrs. Claus decides to be an empowered woman and becomes Santa Claus for a year.
Santa, you changed your mind.
Oh joy, oh happy day.
But the elves get like totally catfished by this news, and they decide that they need a new plan. Wow, these elves are really based. Unbelievable. We live in a progressive society, elves. Now these elves I'm just going to refer to as Tinkle and Dinkle, because I cannot remember their names. I think it's Jingle Jangle, but I like Tinkle and Dinkle better. So this new plan involves the elves, Tinkle and Dinkle, heading to the real world and to find some Christmas spirit. Because Santa is depressed because he doesn't think anyone believes in him. All you Santa deniers are making Santa depressed. Think about that for a second. You selfish little wieners. I'm sorry, I got way too defensive there. It's just, you Santa deniers need to get whipped into shape. By Krampus! Or the Belschnickel! But after they leave, Santa wakes up from his coma and realizes there's something going on. And he finds out Tinkle and Dinkle left and took the baby reindeer with them. He's not happy.
You mean they went down there out into that cruel world by themselves?
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
Santa realizes he has to save the elves, so he hops on his reindeer and he... But Tinkle and Dinkle are approaching the real world, and they're about to meet two of the most prominent figures in the history of the universe itself. The gosh darn freaking Miser brothers. This has to be my favorite part of the movie. The way their characters integrate into the plot is something you don't see very often. Their brotherly relationship will be tested just because of Santa's absence. This really goes to show how a year without a Santa Claus can affect so many things within our society. But more on that later. Heatmiser sees them, and because he's Santa-ist, he literally 360 no-scopes them and they fall towards the earth. The baby reindeer catch them, luckily, and they head to Southtown, USA. Subtle. Where they try to look for Christmas spirit at a school. That is a Weasley. From all those edits that Naomi has been sending me, I know that's a Weasley. I don't know if it's Fred, George, Ron, Roy, Donald Gleason. I don't know. It's just a Weasley. I know it is. They find out from Fred Weasley that believing in Santa Claus is for little kids.
Besides, believing in Santa Claus is for little kids.
Yeah!
But the kids just acknowledged a couple seconds before that Santa's taking a holiday, so they acknowledge his existence. They know he's real. This really just goes to show the profound impact of Santa's absence. Now kids just don't believe in him. They're like, he's gone? What's the point? There's no point. Oh, it's a plot hole. No, it's not. Think. But gasp! The dog catcher is taking their reindeer. What do they do now? In the script I said the god catcher. Meanwhile, Donald Gleason arrives home and is greeted by a man hiding behind his bush.
Hi there, little fella.
This man is obviously Santa Claus in a really crappy disguise, okay? And he's just wondering where Tinkle and... So this man sneezes so loud. Just so obnoxious. Who does that? That Ron's mother invites him inside to spread COVID to her entire family. No joke. She's just like... And he comes in. Santa is asked if he believes in Santa. And this is what he says.
I believe in Santa Claus, like I believe in love.
Santa's like believing in love. What? It connects to the rest of the movie. Without Santa, there is no external feelings towards one another. Oh my gosh. This is almost too much. George believes in Santa because of a song and tells Santa that they were chasing the dog catcher. But how do they convince the dog catcher that that's their dog? It's a reindeer. It's a reindeer.
I believe in Santa Claus. No.
So they go in the mayor's office and try telling the mayor that Santa is real and his reindeer is locked up. He doesn't believe them. So they take this out of context line.
You ain't got the chance of a snowball in Southtown of convincing me.
And make it into, well, if they can make it snow, he'll believe in Santa. I think it's because it doesn't snow much in Southtown. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. This is where the message really hits home. You have this city of non-believers in Santa. Santa deniers, if you will. They're being brought together under a single common goal. Believing in Santa. Santa needs this. Santa needs to experience that people actually care in him. The amount of effort Tinkle and Dinkle and Fred Weasley are putting into this plan, it shows how much they care about Santa. Those are true bros. You never leave your bros. Santa rescues the little reindeer, but gasp times two. The elves and Peyton Riley 08 don't know. They meet with Mrs. Claus to hatch a plan to make it snow in Southtown by visiting the mother freaking Snowmiser. The Snowmiser is everything you want in an antagonist type person. Got the humor. He's got the swagger.
Exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
He's just... I don't want to say this. Don't make me say this, guys, but he's pretty cool. Dang, okay, chill. And oh my gosh, the Snowmiser music number.
Here he comes now.
The big hand.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr.
Heatmiser has the same song. Heatmiser's a wiener, okay? Snowmiser. He's chill. Snowmiser cracks some jokes at the expense of Santa's COVID.
He should have come to see me. I'd have given him a good one.
When asked about snow in Southtown, he gives a very memeable line.
What? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it!
I love the delivery. And he says they have to convince Heatmiser, his step bro, to let him send snow there. So they literally cut fade to meeting Heatmiser.
I'm Mr. Green Christmas.
And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. He's just not as cool. Dang, do you want to chill? Haters. Clemmy MP4 knows what I mean. He has a song too where, oh my gosh, he literally melts the moon? This is gonna be horrible for the economy. After his song and dance number, they sit down and Heatmiser gives a very hating Canadians line.
Fondly of snowball fights and sleigh rides and ice hockey.
Maybe I'm just reading into things, but the way he said ice hockey, he's talking about them Maple Leafs. Oh yeah, he also doesn't like the idea of snow in the South.
What? Snow in the South?
Unless...
If a little bit of northern territory were turned over to me, shall we say, the North Pole?
Gasp times 3! The North Pole becomes green? Can't say that without thinking of that one, Snoop Dogg Christmas meme. 'Twas the night before Christmizzle, when all in the hizzle. They call up Snowmiser, who just roasts Heatmiser.
Hi there, Sugar Plum. How'd you make out with a hothead? Speak of the devil. Mind your blood pressure, hotcakes. Mother warned you about that low boiling point of yours.
Dang, bro, could you chill out a little bit? Whoa! Dude, that one was actually unintentional. They can't come to terms, kind of like Congress. So Mrs. Claus goes to their mommy, freaking Mother Nature. This is pretty intense because she is kind of the whoopsh kind of mom. She doesn't play, she doesn't mess.
Mrs. Claus?
Oh, I'm sure they didn't mean to.
Oh, yes, they did. They're nasty little boys, both of them.
Don't want to mess with Mother Nature. She gives me Pamela Voorhees vibes. They arrive and their mom freaking screams at the brothers to compromise. And they do. In exchange, the world's climate gets drastically destroyed. I will now replay a clip of a line I said earlier. This is going to be horrible for the economy. So the world is all together in terms that, yeah, let's give Santa a vacation. He works hard every year for us, so the best we could do is work hard for him, which is a really heartwarming message. But you know, every masterpiece has to have one nick. Like The Phantom Menace is a masterpiece, but Jar Jar Binks. Harry Potter had Fred and George Weasley. And this one is that this one little brat girl sends Santa a message, like a postcard message, talking about how sad and depressed she is.
Dear Santa,
I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Quit thinking of yourself, you selfish brat. Other people get vacations too. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I can see past it because the rest of the movie is pretty fire. So this message from this little girl completely emotionally manipulates Santa, who goes through possibly the greatest character arc of all time. Santa realizes he needed to learn that people truly did care about him so that he could be his best for others.
how could a man feel gladder, prouder?
Then he turned away and blew his nose louder.
See, when Santa didn't feel like nobody cared about him, he didn't feel like performing for others. He didn't feel like giving for others. It's a lot like us. When we feel hurt inside, we don't want to get up and just spend all our money and give it to a bunch of people. But this movie tells us that people do care. And that you need to be nice around the holidays. Give. Be grateful. Have a good time. It's what Santa would want. Quite possibly, that sums up the movie beautifully. Fear Without a Santa Claus shows you that, you know what? It may not feel like people care about you. You may be down in a slump. But the truth is, people do care. And the world would not be the same without you. And that is pretty deep for a Christmas movie. Can't get that from Polar Express. I hope you all enjoyed this gift of a holiday present. And I will see you all in the next video.
Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below. Friends call me Snowmiser. Whatever I touch